one last thing in this first introductory chapter of Algebra 1 is making sure you understand the difference between constants and variables. Now, a constant is any of the numbers that we had just been working with. So 0 is a constant. -4 is a constant. 7/3 is a constant. Constant is something with defined numerical value. So that means that I can look at a number line and find exactly where any of these numbers or any of the other numbers live. Now, variables, on the other hand, I had a student once tell me that variables were kind of like secret numbers. And I actually really liked this analogy because they will be treated as numbers when we will be doing the algebraic nonsense with them, but they don't have defined value, or at least up front. And they're usually denoted as letters, so X, Y, K, A, B, C, these are common variables. It doesn't matter what letters you use, but there'll be some that are more frequent than others for kind of consistency's sake. I look at the variable X and it doesn't have a spot on the number line that I'm concerned with, except when it's given to you with a defined value, and all that means is that something will be like X equals 5. Well, I don't know where X is, but I know that X is equal to 5, and I do know where 5 is. You don't know what they are until you do know what they are, but you still need to treat them as numbers because they're secret numbers. Now, one last little distinction that I should put if we're talking about this, I'm going to call them symbolic constants. These are reserved for our irrational numbers, our numbers that don't have an easy way to write them down, but they still live in a specific spot on the number line. For instance, pi. Pi has a non-repeating, non-terminating decimal expansion, so there's no way we can write out exactly what that number is equal to. But since it's such a special number and we use it quite frequently, it came up with its own symbol. And I know exactly where this number is on the number line, or at least if I was looking at a number line, I could tell you pretty much exactly where it was. But it's not in a numerical value form like this. So I know that this is about 3.14 in nonsense. So if I looked around this spot on the number line, that'd be pretty much where that is. But this isn't written like this. It's written like this. So it's still a constant. It's just a way that we can symbolize our famous irrational constants. So e square root of 2. I know that square root of 2 is, about 1.41 and so on. But I like using the pure symbolic form. I don't like using the rational approximations myself, but I'm more of a math purist. And for real world scenarios and what you'll be doing, you're going to be using rational approximations of these numbers. Probably not E. You're probably not going to see E until like Algebra 2, but it exists. It's a cool number. Guess that's about it. Welcome to Algebra.